So today, lads, we're going to be reacting to Bleacher Report's top 20 players for the WNBA season. And yeah, it is an interesting one. It is an interesting one. And again, this is based on who's they have as top 20 coming into the season. And by the way, I am not taking Unrivaled into account. Well, sorry, not that I'm not taking Unrivaled into account, like when I'm with my opinions on this. Unrivaled matters, but it also doesn't. If we're judging by 3-on-3 competitions, then Hailey Van Lith should be the number one pick in the WNBA draft. If we're going to be making things based on Unrivaled, what you can do based on Unrivaled is you can see if a player is in shape, if they're playing a little bit, and I think there should be a normal year-to-year jump for young players. And that is just my criteria for this. But let's see. Ranking the top 20 players after Unrivaled season. What does the Unrivaled season matter? Like, unpopular opinion. What Natasha Howard is doing for Mersin means more. What Gabby Williams is doing for Fenerbahce means more than what anyone did in Unrivaled, because they're actually playing 5-on-5 basketball. What Maureen Johannes is doing for Mersin matters more. So, honorable mentions. Aaliyah Boston. Fair. Ryan Howard. Fair. Bree Jones. Yeah. There is no way Ezi Magbagor is not in the top 20. Also, Angel Reese not in the top 20. I don't agree with that. I don't think she was far off making the top 20. And it's clear that, yes, she's still not very good at making layups, but she's better. She's gotten better at making layups. She's gotten better. Her jump shot's better. Are either of them good? No, but they're better. And I think she was very close to being a top 20 player last year. I think Angel Reese not in the top 20 is... I think Ezi Magbagor is better than Angel Reese, but I also think that Angel Reese deserves... I think they both deserve to be in the top 20. Defense versatility is what stops her from cracking top 20. I don't know. I just don't rate Bree Jones that highly. Aaliyah, like, again, it's a really weird one with Aaliyah Boston, because at her best, she's good. And it's a mentality thing for Aaliyah. When Aaliyah Boston's playing aggressive, when she's imposing herself on games, she's great, but she can go hiding a little bit. So I understand Aaliyah Boston not in the top 20. But I do think, like, again, Aaliyah Boston is somebody that is a really, really good player. Ezi Magbagor there is no world where Ezi Magbagor is not a top 20 WNBA player. And she's 25 or something. She was 24 last season. She's only going to get young and better. She's 6'4", defensive player of the year caliber defender who can shoot the three ball a bit. Angel, again, Satu not top 20. I don't know. Like, I have a feeling Satu's going to be the best player on the Mercury. So I don't see... No, she is top 20. Alicia Gray at 20? Are we joking? Like, is this real life? Alicia Gray at 20? Above Ezi Magbagor? I don't hate her. League's best, most underrated two-way talent. She can be trusted to defend the opponent's best player. She's fine. Like, she's not as good as Ryan Howard. Jewel Lloyd, 19. Jewel Lloyd is number 19 on this. Jewel Lloyd is in the top 20. She shot like... She couldn't hit a shot. She shot 40% effective field goal percentage. I repeat, 40% effective field goal percentage. That's like the worst I've ever seen. That takes into account the threes are worth an extra point. She shot like 36% from the field. I'm sorry, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is like... There's no way. She also couldn't hit a damn shot in Unrivaled. Spacing... Ace's conduct should be better, particularly from a spacing standpoint. She, What do you mean a spacing standpoint? What are you talking about a spacing standpoint? Ezi Magbagor and Nneka are both comparable shooters to Aja, and Kia Stokes can't hit a shot. Gian Parker-Tyus isn't, as far as I'm aware, she got injured, and I didn't watch that many, I understand she made an All-Star team 2023. I don't think she was much of a shooter. Kia Stokes can't hit a shot. Meg Gustafson. And will Liz Kitley come right in and start launching? I don't know. No. Gian Parker-Tyus can't shoot either. There's no, and also Jewel Lloyd stunk it up in Unrivaled. Let's not forget that too. How is she the 19th best player? She stunk it up last season, stunk it up in Unrivaled. And I'm sorry, Satu, there is no argument for Jewel Lloyd over Satu. None whatsoever. There is no argument for Jewel Lloyd over Essie McBagor, and there is no argument for Jewel Lloyd over Angel Reese. None whatsoever. 18, Kelsey Mitchell. Don't hate it. Don't hate it with Kelsey Mitchell. I think she could get higher, but I don't hate it. I think there is a chance that her touches are kind of limited with the addition of Dewana Bonner and Natasha Howard, because with Natasha Howard rim running, she might not be scoring as many fast break points, but I still can see her averaging 17 points. I can still see her averaging maybe 17, 18. I don't hate it. I think she's going to be an all-star, basically. Yeah, that's what they're saying. She's going to be an all-star. 17, Dearica Hamby. In her first season as a full-time starter while being a top option. I don't think Dearica Hamby's better than Essie McBagor. I think she's okay. I think she's good. She looked better in Rival than I saw her look in the WNBA season, but I think she got bullied by Angel Reese anytime they played the Sky as well. Like, Angel Reese put up 26 on her head last year. Like, I don't see Dearica Hamby as a top 17 player. Arike at 16. Again, at her best, Arike is Arike. Like, Arike is Arike. Arike does Arike things. For better or for worse, Arike does Arike things. Depending on the day, saying Arike does Arike things could be a compliment or it could be an insult. Like, Arike is just an anomaly. Like, there's no way to describe. Arike is like if you gave Lou Williams a starting spot and let him do whatever the hell he wants for 40 minutes a game. That's basically what you're getting with Arike. At number 15, Kelsey Plum. K-Mac, I would potentially put Kayla McBride above 15. I genuinely would put her above 15. Like, Kayla McBride is, like, so good as a second option. She's so good with that team. But, yeah, I rate Kayla McBride so much higher than 15 on the list, to be honest. I actually even own a Kayla McBride jersey. Then we have got Chelsea Gray. The toughest players to rank. She was all W second team. Last season, she worked to recover. The thing is, she's healthier these days. The thing is, she still can't really run. Like, we're not, like, in Unrivaled, the court was smaller, and she's good enough, she's smart enough that she was able to control the tempo of the games. And especially, is the reason why she struggled to start Unrivaled, and as Unrivaled went on and the pace dropped. Like, if you watch the first Unrivaled game versus the final, the pace dropped. And that's when she looked really good, when she had was able to control the pace and she had a bunch of space. Like, I'm not taking the 45th best WNBA player from last season and putting her in the top 15 because of Unrivaled. Not above Kayla McBride either. You're acting like Kayla McBride wasn't first team Unrivaled as well. There is no argument for Chelsea Gray to be above Kayla McBride at this point in time. If we want to make a mid-season rank and she's back to her best, fine. But she played in a 3-on-3 tournament. She did well in a 3-on-3 tournament where, in fairness, she just went on an all-time hot streak. And again, Chelsea Gray back to her best. I still think this is too high based on last season. And especially because it seems to be held against players that played overseas. Like, how players did in Unrivaled is looked at in a positive way. But again, players playing overseas and dominating overseas isn't anything. Like, again, no Gabby Williams even in the honorable mentions. Why? Because she's only been a near MVP in EuroLeague. Brittany Griner, 13. Nope. Like, she led the league in post-ups. They're literally playing her with Bree Jones. Like, they're playing her with Bree Jones. And I don't understand how she's going to play. She's not going to be cooked in every possession. And as good as Brittany Griner was with her touches, every team targeted her every single possession in the pick and roll. It was a big reason why the Phoenix Mercury did not get better when she came back. They were the same team when she was there and when she wasn't there. Like, as good as Brittany Griner is, I think she led the WNBA in field goal percentage and scored 17 points per game. Brittany Griner, the only center slower than Brittany Griner is Bree Jones, and they're on the same team. Then we got Kelsey Plum at 12. Fine. Kelsey Plum 12. Don't mind that. There's no way Skylar Diggins is 11. There is no way that Skylar Diggins is the 11th best player in the WNBA. Like, what are we doing? There is no way. She wasn't even an all-star last year. Like, she averaged 15.1, fine. Her blend of drives, pick and roll, and feisty point of attack defense. And all defensive argument popped pretty much all last year. She wasn't an all-star. She wasn't an all-star. She did not make the all-star team. It carried over into Unrivaled play. Yeah, she was good in Unrivaled. I don't give a damn how she played in Unrivaled. She was, like, I'm not putting a non-all-star who is aging back into the 11th spot. What are we doing? What are we doing? Skylar Diggins over Kelsey Mitchell? Why? Because Kelsey Mitchell just played like the second best player in China instead of going to Unrivaled? What are we doing? 10-6, Kat Copper, fine. Fine. Copper is really good. I really rate Copper. Again, do I think Kat Copper is better than Satu? I don't know, but she at least plays defense. She scored a lot of points. She was obviously better to start the year. And like the more she did, yes, exactly it as what this person said. Like the more she did on offense, the worse she looked on defense. And that's completely fair. Like I think Copper and Jackie Young are kind of the same, where it's like they can take the role of defensive stopper and they can do that with the best of them. But when they do that, their offense kind of suffers. Because Jackie Young legitimately like looked like an near MVP candidate. While Chelsea Gray was out, she was unbelievable as an individual player. The team was just struggling. But yeah, I just think it's hard. It's so hard to judge the Aces players because I just thought something was wrong with the Aces last year. I don't know what it was, and it continued to be wrong when Chelsea Gray came back. There was something wrong with the Aces team. Like, no, it was literally like, I've never seen a team look as bad as they did with the talent they have. Like, they literally looked like a team of talented players that had never played with each other before. But I thought Jackie Young at times looked unbelievable herself. So I'll give her a number 9. Unpopular opinion, I think Jackie Young's better than Sabrina. Jonquil at 8, fine. Genuinely, fine. I'm fine with that. Like, a lot of people might have her higher because of the finals MVP. But look, she was the third option on a New York Liberty team for an awful lot of the year. Like, she was just really good. Like, you know what you're getting from Jonquil. She's a shooter. She's 6'6". She blocks shots. She's probably the best center in the WNBA if you consider A'ja Wilson a power forward. Then Nneka 7. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Nneka Nwumeke at 7, but like she's getting older. She's what? Is she 35 now? Like there should always be a prediction for some regression. Like Nneka Nwumeke will be 35 during the season. Didn't play any ball in the off season. And it also has to be like the CBA negotiations as the WNBPA president has to take some sort of a toll. Has to take some sort of toll mentally on a player. So, in my opinion, I think I would not have her in the top 10, but I think she's very close to it. Again, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Because in my opinion, she was probably the 5th or 6th best player in the WNBA last season. I think it's hard to... It does seem like a lot of young players got the short end of the stick on this one. And then a lot of aging players didn't drop as much as I feel they should have. But I don't really mind too bad. Sabrina Ionescu, number 6. Fine. I think Jackie Young is better than Sabrina. Maybe just because I watched, like, the Sabrina was so bad in Game 5 of the finals. And Sabrina was terrible. Like, she had a couple of really good playoff games. She had one unbelievable one against the Aces. And she had an unbelievable one of the finals. Or was it even one of the finals games? She hit that unbelievable shot. I was courtside to watch her hit that game winner, which was unbelievable. But when it comes to Sabrina, she improved. I still think 6 a bit too high, but I don't mind it. There is no way you put Caitlin Clark at number 5. There is no way you put 4th in MVP voting last year who improved behind a player who stunk up the finals, shot 20% from 3 last season. Stunk up, well, by her standards, stunk up unrivaled in Stewie, and just had knee surgery. Alyssa Thomas, Ben Simmons, putting her behind Ben Simmons, and Fia Naja. Cool, I'm not going to argue that. But, like, you cannot put her behind Breanna Stewart. What are we doing? Like, Breanna Stewart getting, like, hyped based on her 2023 regular season? Because Stewie was not that good in the regular season last year. She was great in the Olympics, was not that good in the regular season last year. Look at her shooting. She was shooting tour dates the whole regular season, shot tour dates the whole playoffs, and then shot tour dates in Unrivaled. Like, so somehow not playing well in Unrivaled. And also, Alyssa Thomas is coming off an injury too. But Caitlin Clark, there is somewhat tough to slot. Having a rookie campaign ahead of multiple champions and MVPs feels like a case too much too soon. There are on-court quibbles that poke at her turnover numbers, so explainable with coverage and degree of difficulty. There's certainly growth needed defensively. Cool. Fair enough. When your rookie campaign is this historic, box score production virtually unmatched, skill set is unique, blend of audacious passing, incredibly deep three-point shooting, and works as a driver, truly marvel to witness. It's hard not to be this high. There's also the fact she finished 4th in MVP voting. From June 15th onwards, 26 game sample size, 65%. The Fever were the best offense, spearheaded by Clark. I don't understand, but, like, unpopular opinion, in those last 26 games, Caitlin Clark was the MVP of the WNBA. I do not understand how a 22-year-old had a second half of the WNBA season where she was the literal best player in the WNBA, and then somehow, and finished the season 4th in MVP voting, and somehow gets pushed, is expected to be worse in her sophomore year than she was in her rookie year. And she was only 4th in MVP voting because of a bad start. It would have been a real debate when Caitlin, post June 15th, was averaging over 20 points. She was like averaging, 22 and 10? When Caitlin averaged 22, if she had done that for the season, if she had the whole season like that, she didn't, which is why she wasn't the MVP. But if she had the whole season like she played, once she figured out the WNBA, which was a month into the season, if you didn't get the first month of the season, she literally had the greatest season a point guard had ever had in the history of the WNBA, and somehow she has gone down from her rookie. She's expected to be worse from her rookie year, which makes no sense. If the defense or ball security doesn't improve, it's fair to slide her down a few spots. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? It's fair to slide her down if her things doesn't improve. What are you talking about? She was the 4th best player in the WNBA last year. And it's basically saying if she doesn't get better at certain things from last year, you can slide her from 5th to, I don't know, a few spots. Not move her down a few spots, slide her down. So you're basically saying the 4th best player from last year, if she doesn't get better, she's now the 10th best player. Are you dumb? What is this? That is idiotic. It feels reasonable to bet that when actual off-season, she enters next season even better. How does she enters next season even better? She was the best player in the WNBA for 2/3 of last season. And at worst, you can go, let's say second best. And even if let's go as conservative as possible, 3rd best for 2/3 of the season. Saying she's going to get better and moving her down makes no sense. Alyssa Thomas, Phoenix Mercury, she can't shoot. I'm sorry, she can't shoot. She was this close, by the way. With 3 games to go, she was averaging 10.1 points per game. She was this close to a triple single last year. You put Miss Triple Single ahead of Caitlin Clark. And by the way, I like Alyssa Thomas. I like a lot of what Alyssa Thomas brings to a team. But she literally can't shoot. She is too broken. Like, she has 2 torn labrums. She can barely lift her hands over her head. That is so impressive, by the way. It is so impressive what Alyssa Thomas has been able to do. It is so impressive. So impressive what Alyssa Thomas has been able to do, considering the fact she can barely lift her arms over her head. But the 4th best player in the WNBA, what are we talking about? She wasn't even the best player for the freaking Sun in the playoffs last year. What are we talking about? Remember the most underrated star argument. The most underrated star is Kayla McBride. By the way, you put a player who literally cannot. You put Ben Simmons as the 4th best player. You put Ben Simmons. Like, what are we doing? She's an offensive engine. Her team had the worst offense in the WNBA last year. Her team literally had the worst offense. The offense ran around Alyssa Thomas was the worst offense in the WNBA. What are we doing? What are we doing? She can't shoot. She can't shoot. I get it. Unbelievable defender. Unbelievable passer. Unbelievable screener. Tough as nails. above Caitlin Clark. Are you mad? Stewie number 3. Based on what? Based on what? She shot 29% from 3 and on mostly wide opens. And stunk it up in the playoffs. And just had knee surgery. Based on what? Breanna, everyone should understand how good Breanna Stewart is. I get it. Breanna Stewart's been a really good basketball player. She's on the back 9 of her career. She had a poor season. She genuinely had a poor season. She shot 29% from deep during the regular season, 26% during Olympic play, 28% in the Olympics, 26% during the postseason, and she couldn't make a shot in Unrivaled. I'm not sure how much of that can be attributed to the knee. Does it matter how much of that can be attributed to the damn knee? She just had to get knee surgery. There's no such thing as a minor knee surgery, by the way. Fee number 2, I'd go Fee 1, don't hate it. Like, Aja's Aja. Like, we can be honest here. Aja Wilson's Aja Wilson. My ranking would be Fee, Aja, Caitlin, and then with Kate, because I think it's too early to put Caitlin above Aja Wilson, but Caitlin has that potential to go above Aja Wilson. I would not be surprised. Caitlin Clark, for me, Nafisa Collier is my tip for MVP. Then it would be Caitlin. I think Aja needs to have a better season than last year. I don't think she's going to. Because Jewel Lloyd is a generational shot chucker. But yeah, don't mind it. Really don't mind it. Fee's elite. Don't hate 1 and 2. Really don't hate 1 and 2. I don't hate this. Like, completely fair. Like, look, I'm not going to argue against Aja Wilson, number 1. I'm not going to complain about that. Not going to complain about that. The Caitlin Clark write-up. Like, there is no reason for Caitlin Clark to be ranked as worse than she finished last season. Because even if she doesn't improve, if she improves her defense and just becomes, I don't even think it's less careless with the ball. And that's the funniest part about this, is that this guy clearly knows ball. Basically talking about how much better she became on screen coverages, how much some of the turnovers were also attributed to not her fault. Like, I think her turnover numbers are going to drop no matter what, just from that. Other than that, I think Angel not in the top 20 is crazy. For me, I would take out Jewel Lloyd, definitely. And I would take out, for now, Chelsea Gray. I don't hate putting Chelsea Gray in a 14, but I think that it's too early to judge. I think if we do a mid-season and Chelsea Gray is Chelsea Gray again, you put her in the top 13 players. You put her in the close to the top 10. But I think it's a little bit too early to make that judgment based on Rivaled. And I also don't like the fact that Kelsey Mitchell, who was unbelievable in China, that wasn't taken into account. But Skylar Diggins, for having a good Unrivaled, got moved up to 11. Even though Mitchell had a better season last year, she just got the bag in China and hooped over in China and then ended up at 18. Like, that's one of the things I don't like. But I do think that there was a little bit too much preference, or there was a bit too much put on Unrivaled in this. But then for Breanna Stewart, what she did in Unrivaled wasn't taken into account. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this list. Either way, though, look, it's a list. It is a list, and I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Like, I'm gonna look back on this list we can look back on this list in a few months, and I might be right. I might be very wrong. So that's one of the good things about, you know, the old YouTube is, and the internet is, whatever you write or whatever you say is on the internet forever. And I mean, this could be a complete awfully aged video if Chelsea Gray is Chelsea Gray again, if Skylar Diggins plays like a top 10 player, and if Aaliyah Boston or stinks it up. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.